Good morning, students. Hope you all are fine at home. I had already sent you the first two videos of this lesson, that is weather and climate. So, in this lesson, you have studied about the meaning of weather and climate, the difference between the weather and climate, and the elements of the weather and climate. So, all this you have studied in the first two videos. Today I am going to teach you the weather instruments, the instruments which are used to measure the weather and the climate. So today in this video I am going to explain you about the instruments which are used to measure the weather. So what is a weather instrument? A weather instrument is any device that measures weather related conditions. So meteorologists use a wide variety of these different instruments to measure the weather conditions. So these instruments allow or help the meteorologists to make some predictions of the weather conditions. So the first instrument we are going to study, that is thermometer. So you all know what is thermometer. Thermometer is nothing but a temperature is measured with the help of a thermometer. A thermometer is made up of a glass tube. As you can see in the right side of the corner, there is a thermometer tube. They have given a picture. So a thermometer is made up of a glass tube which is filled with mercury. So what is mercury? This is a mercury which expands more than the glass when the temperature increases, and it cools down when the temperature decreases. So the mercury expands when the temperature increases and the mercury contracts when the temperature decreases. So due to this fact, the liquid in the glass tube rises when the temperature rises and falls when the temperature falls. Okay, so some of the instruments they have given here in the note column. First, thermometer. What is thermometer? It measures the temperature of the atmosphere. Second, barometer. It measures air pressure. Third is nothing but the Stephenson's screen. It protects thermometer from direct sun rays. Rain gauge. It measures rainfall. Wind vane. It helps to find wind direction. Anemometer, it measures the speed of wind. Six is maximum and minimum, it measures the highest and the lowest temperature of the day. So what is hectograph? It provides continuous record of rainfall. So these are some instruments which we are going to study in this video. Okay. So temperature is recorded in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. So the most commonly used scale of temperature is the Celsius scale. So this is a decimal scale with values of temperature ranging from 0 degree to 100 degree Celsius. So 0 is nothing but the freezing point of the water and 100 degree is nothing but the boiling point of the water. But in Fahrenheit, you will see that the freezing point and the boiling point are nothing but 32 degree is the freezing point and 212 degree is the boiling point. So a special type of thermometer known as 6's maximum and minimum thermometer provides the information about the maximum temperature and the minimum temperature over a particular period. So they have given a note in this page. So what is that? The first is daily range of temperature. If you want to calculate a daily range of temperature, so the calculation is maximum temperature minus minimum temperature. Second is average or mean temperature. So how we are going to calculate this? Maximum temperature plus minimum temperature divided by 2. The third one is the annual range of temperature. So how this is calculated? It is calculated with minimum temperature of the hottest month and mean temperature of the hottest month and mean temperature of the coldest month. So this way we can calculate the temperature of the weather. Next instrument is the rain gauge. So what is rain gauge? Precipitation occurs in the form of rain, snow or hail. So rainfall is the most common form of precipitation in the tropical countries like India. So rainfall is measured with the help of rain gauge. A vessel is put in the cylinder to collect rainwater. As you can see in the picture they have given there, rainwater is collected through the funnel for a period of 24 hours. And the collected water is measured with the help of a measuring glass. So the amount of rainfall is measured in millimeters. A rainfall of 100 millimeters means that if the water of the rain is allowed to collect over a level area without any evaporation or percolation in the soil, so the depth of the accumulated water will be how much? 100 millimeters. So an instrument providing a continuous record of rainfall is called as the hectograph. Snowfall or hail is measured by the melting it. So what we do? We melt it and measure the amount of water that is being produced. Rain gauge is kept in an open level area away from the trees and buildings. So because there should not be any obstruction or any disturbance in collecting the droplets. So the rain gauge is kept in the open areas. So generally it is kept slightly above 30 millimeters from the ground. So you understood this? So here you can see they have given the difference between the precipitation and rainfall. So what is the difference? The precipitation may take place in the liquid form or solid form, whereas the rainfall has only one form, that is liquid form. Second, the precipitation has different forms such as snowfall, rainfall, hail, etc. Whereas rainfall is most common form of precipitation. Thirdly, the precipitation is measured by different methods because it has different forms. Whereas rainfall is measured by a rain gauge in millimeters. So you understood this? The third one is the hygrometer. So what is hygrometer? First we will study for what we require this instrument. Okay, humidity means moisture in air. Moisture in air is in the form of water vapor. So humidity can be expressed as absolute humidity or relative humidity. So relative humidity is mostly commonly used method in the meteorology. So it is expressed as percentage. So saturated air has a relative humidity of 100% and dry air has a relative humidity of 0%. So humidity varies from place to place and from time to time. So it can be measured with the help of an instrument which is known as hygrometer. As you can see in the picture, they have shown an instrument which is known as hygrometer, which has a wet bulb at one corner and dry bulb at the other corner. So a simple hygrometer is a wet and dry bulb thermometer. Such a thermometer consists of two thermometers which is shown in the diagram on the earlier page. Such a thermometer consists of two thermometers. The bulb of one of the thermometers is kept in the air which measures the temperature of the dry air. The bulb of the other thermometer is kept humid by covering it with the threads which are kept dipped in water. Thus, it measures the temperature of the humid air. So, if the temperature of the wet bulb thermometer drops sharply, the humidity is very low. It is understood. And if the temperature of this thermometer does not drop, that means the humidity is very high. So here they have given a picture of the what we call it as a timer hygrometer. A hygrometer is a weather instrument used to measure the amount of humidity in the atmosphere. There are two main types of hygrometer, a dry and a wet bulb psychrometer and a mechanical hygrometer. The fourth is the anemometer and wind vane. Direction and velocity are the two characteristics of wind and which are important to the meteorologist. So the winds are named on the basis of the direction from which they blow. The winds blowing from the east is called as easterly wind and wind blowing from the west is called as westerly wind. So the direction of the winds is found with the help of a wind vane. The arrow of the wind vane points towards the direction of the wind and the direction is shown on the dial connected to the wind vane. Now, the velocity or the speed of the wind is measured with the help of an instrument called anemometer. Wind velocity is measured in kilometers per hour. Nowadays, continuously we can see that the recording wind velocities is taken and in the weather stations. So these instruments are called as anemograph. One can get some idea about wind velocities without actual measurement also. So when you find smoke rising almost vertically, if the smoke is rising almost vertically, so what happens? The wind velocity is less than 1 kilometer per hour. But when the wind velocity is more than 40 kilometers per hour, one finds it difficult to hold an umbrella. So here you can see that high wind velocity of more than 100 kilometers per hour shows that the storm conditions in which the trees get uprooted. One is the barometer. Atmospheric pressure is measured with the help of barometer. As shown in the diagram here below, you can see different types of barometer are used for this purpose. So pressure is read in centimeters or inches of the mercury, a true measure of the height of the mercury column. Another pressure unit is the millibars. So in the simple type of barometer, mercury is used for measuring the pressure. But such a barometer is difficult to carry with us. So here you can see that now in the picture they have shown another instrument, that is Android barometer. So nowadays Android barometer is used for measuring atmospheric pressure. So it is easy to carry because it has no mercury column in it. An altimeter tells the height of the plane during its flight. So another instrument using an Android barometer is the barograph, which provides a continuous record of pressure. So you understood this barometer instrument? Now we are going to study isoettes and isotherms. Isoette or isoetal is a line on a map which connects points that have the same amount of precipitation in a given period or a particular storm, as shown in the diagram. Here you can see the isoettes are shown in the diagram. Next is the isotherms. Isotherms are lines of constant or equal temperature. So they are often used on the weather maps by the meteorologist as shown in the below diagram. So to give a large scale view of the temperature across a region. So the spacing of the isotherms depict the temperature gradient across a portion of the Earth's surface. So here you can see that they have expressed the temperature gradient, the differences in the temperature. So how it takes place, how we measure that? Widely spaced isotherms line, for example A and B in figure, indicate a small change in the temperature over a distance, and closely spaced isotherms, that is the lines C and D, CD in figure, indicate large changes in the temperature. So you understood the difference between the isoettes and the isotherm? Okay, here they have given a column with the difference of isoids and isotherm. The first one, a line on a map connecting points that receive equal amount of rainfall. Isotherm is a line on a map connecting points that have same temperature. The second one, the unit of measurement is centimeters. Here the unit of measurement is degree Celsius. Closely spaced isoid means steep rise or fall in precipitation, whereas closely spaced isotherms indicate great range of temperature. So students, you understood this lesson? In this lesson, what we had studied? We had studied about the meaning of the weather and climate, the difference between the weather and climate, the elements of the weather and climate, and the instruments of the weather and climate. So, I hope you all had understood this lesson. Thank you, children.